I guess before we start, can you please tell us a little bit about ITBrainiac and the firm, and so our audience knows a bit about your company?
Sure, Peter. Thank you for having me. Thanks a lot. ITBrainiac is a staffing company which was built in about like 11 years back, and I was a part of it. The company is based out in New Jersey, and we have an offshore office here at Hyderabad. So I handle the Hyderabad and American operations for staffing and recruitment. And usually, we cater to major strong players in the U.S. on their IT and non-IT recruitment needs.
Let's dive in a little bit to share in some of the areas that you guys have seen real improvement with Ceipal. Tell us a little bit. You mentioned that you used to have a challenge with candidate engagement, and Ceipal with the email validator and the CRM tool helped you address that. Tell us a bit about the challenge first.
Well, we are just like any other staffing firm, who looks for a great product. And with every staffing firm has challenges coming in when they're recruiting people, sourcing people. The main objective and mission is to reach out to mass audience, just to make sure, because staffing and recruitment is our bread and butter. So in candidates, engagement is our top priority. So the CRM tool and email validator has been a great source for us to make sure our requirements, our postings are reaching out to large mass audience. They're getting all the emails, they're getting the requirement marketing emails, just to make sure they're engaged. So it's a great tool where there is no spamming. I mean, the email goes out in a great format, because before we used to have just mass emailing. And any other person would do 5,000 to 6,000 emails, but they were not reaching. That was the main problem. But with this CRM tool and email validator, now everything is shortlisted. Everything, the Ceipal gives us a function where the email gets validated, just to make sure so those are getting reached to the exact audience which needs to be reached to. And full swing. I mean, we are working on full swing, reaching out to many people.
Yeah, and I think you're raising a good point, because if there's a high percentage of your emails that you're sending out that are invalid, then the whole server gets blacklisted and the overall deliverability rate will go down. So by cleaning up and ensuring the high quality database that you're mailing, you actually are not only not wasting and spamming people, but you're helping the ones that you do want. How did you guys notice? I mean, can you tell us a little bit about what proved to you that you're now reaching those clients, and share a little bit about the improvements that you've seen and how you measured it?
Well, we did run reports, and I think at this point of time, 90% of the audience are getting reached. Before, I think it was about like 40-50%, whereas now, as per the reports what we have, I think we are reaching out about 90% of audience, which we didn't hear about. They were whenever we used to call them up, they used to say, we don't have your email, because many spamming, a lot of emails were getting jammed. And Ceipal gave us a platform where we can reach mass people. And as per the reports, I think 90% of our emails are getting delivered to the exact audience we required.
Yeah, and that obviously transpires down, because if you reach more candidates, then you have higher chances to make submissions, and it trickles down all the way down to actually getting a higher close rate, right?
Yep. Just
excellent. Yep.
No, I mean reaching out to mass audience is the exact mission what we have, because of course as many as people you reach, the more response you get, the more closures you make, and closures for a staffing company is bread and butter. Like I said, I think it's a great feature.
Thank you. Excellent. Thanks. So let's move now to another area that you mentioned that you've seen value on the job boards integration and the job board costs. So talk to us a little bit about the challenge that Ceipal solved and what you saw in improvements.
Well, job boards are my favorite part, and I am really happy about the product. Where like any staffing firm, we used to purchase different job portals, available like Monster, Career Builder, and everything. And every year we used to pay twice. We used to subscribe twice a year because our views were getting finished, our postings were getting finished. And after Ceipal came in, still we have, I'm really happy to tell you, still we have resume views available. Still we have resume postings available, job postings available. The only problem, we had was we were not aware, where were our resume views going out. Because once you open the resume, next time you open it, they charge. And Ceipal gave us a functionality where, once you open the resume, it gets downloaded to your database. So once you open it, you won't get charged because it's already there in your database. And you can reach out to those people. You don't have to you don't have to log into the portal and search for the same candidate yet. It's already there. And I think, this year we have not subscribed to another subscription of the job portal. And I think, that saved us almost like 40 to 50% money.
But what's unique about Ceipal is the way that it integrates with job boards. So with the typical applicant tracking system, you will have an integration, but to go to the job board, you'll have to basically log in separately. You're working outside of the system, and every time you view, you're viewing it outside of the system. Ceipal integrates the job boards natively, so you're working, they become an extension of Ceipal from the Ceipal environment. And so it's as if you're searching basically across all, you're searching across all the job boards from Ceipal, including also searching within your own database. So if the resume is in your database, you don't have to pay for it because you already pull it from there. And if you view a resume from a job board, it automatically gets downloaded and saved, so you don't have to pay for it again. Because I think one of the, as Jawad, you're mentioning, one of the challenges that many staffing firms make is that they actually pay multiple times. I think the average that I ran in industry is like 3 to 5 times on average people pay for the same resume because they just get viewed multiple times. And I think the other advantage of working within the system within Ceipal is you can actually much better streamline your workflow and enforce policies for your recruiters, because you can actually allocate credits, you can see what they're doing because it all gets measured as opposed to completely losing track outside. Again, mentioned from an improvement point of view, you said that there were, you said you saw 40 to 50% reduction?
Yes, 40 to 50%. We saved money on it because right now we know like which team is using how many resumes, how many credits we need to allocate to each team. What is the productivity we are getting out of those resumes? So each and everything we have on a tip of the fingers. We can just go to the reports, run it, and we can find out. And still, I'm telling you again, we have resumes available, which is a great advantage to any staffing company that they don't have to buy and spend money again on the job portal. I think that will save many staffing companies a lot of money.
Excellent, thank you. And let's move now to another area that you mentioned, which is streamlining internal operations that Ceipal helped you do. Tell us a little bit first about the challenge that you were facing before Ceipal, and then how Ceipal addressed it.
Well, we had an in-house ATS we were using. We hired a developer to make a database, and of course, Ceipal is very big. It's carrying the ocean right now with a lot of like features and amazing functionality coming in every month. So we do see the release, and my recruiter is very happy about it. Now, everything is automated. So the best feature we like about it is the resume parsing. We have the emailing part, and as well as the VMS integration, which helped us a lot. I mean, I actually had to appoint a couple of people just to make sure the resumes which are opened are getting downloaded, and we are fitting that to a database. It's time consuming, and time is money. So we were wasting a lot of our time, a lot of money, appointing new people, trying to give them work, and then accessing their database, which was taking a lot of time. But after Ceipal came in, I was in the beginning, as any other staffing company, I thought just a random ATS trying to approach me. But once we took the demo, we realized I was working with the CEO, Ravinder Singh Roy, and I was working with the VP Devang Desai. We sat together and we found out, okay, this is going to be a great product if we give them a chance. And we did give Ceipal a chance, and we're really happy about it.
The ability to track and to manage and streamline the processes of your recruiters. So how do you measure success? What was did you see in the how did you see the improvements, and what does it mean to your business, if you can tell us, please?
Well, in the improvement part, our emails were getting delivered. That is the first thing, we found out, we were reaching to mass people, which was important part. The next thing was, of course, like I said, we were saving money on the job boards. So that money, we can utilize to other areas and other divisions and other aspects, we can utilize that money. And it helped the recruiters. Right now, if I go back and tell my recruiters, okay, Ceipal is not going to work for like few hours, they would just get, anxious about it and say, no, we require Ceipal, we would like to work on it. So I think, as per the training, I thought, it would be difficult because it's a big software, it's a big product. So I thought, it will be difficult for them to grasp the information. But it was not. I mean, it was pretty easy. People liked the product, the training was given, and the support is available. So my people were very happy about it.
Thank you. And you bring up a really important point, I think, about Ceipal. So one of the, again, the unique things about Ceipal relative to some of the other systems is that it's a modern platform that's built on new technology, and it's very, very extensible. It's built for the modern internet and for distributed computing. So what you can very easily do is to configure the system by scaling it down to the exact. If you're a smaller business or you need some specific things, it could be a very simple user interface and scaled down. And as you grow, you don't have to migrate to a different system, because you can simply enable capabilities and modules on your system and get more and more sophisticated, and it could be very easily tailored for the needs of any firms. So as a staffing firm, you can start small, and as you grow, Ceipal will grow with you. Because again, we have Fortune 500 clients, and we have really small startups that are on the same platform that just extends with it. So so I thank you for bringing it up. That's one of the things that a lot of our clients are seeing as well, is the configurability and how well it could be adapted to the needs of an individual business. Thank you. And then another area, you mentioned about the integration, the VMS integrations. Talk to us a little bit about kind of your process before and how it is now with Ceipal.
Sure. Well, ITBrainiac is growing. We have many clients coming in, and as well as the clients come in, the requirement distribution gets difficult. We have integrated with the very large VMS. And I was really surprised to see, Ceipal does cater to a lot of large VMS, and we found them. And right now, we have integrated with some of the VMS where, all the requirement distribution, everything comes in Ceipal software. Before, we used to have a specific person who used to distribute the requirement. He used to come in, he used to shortlist the requirement, make it in a good way, and then send it to everyone. So that was time consuming. But right now, each and every recruiter, gets requirements in one place where, we do not have to ask anyone to send it, because everything, the requirement, detail, rate, location, everything, they see in one place. And they can start working. I mean, they don't have to wait for anything, right away they can jump and they can start working and reach out to the candidates. I think, this has solved our problem, because this was the major challenge. We have been struggling for about 3 years, 4 years, we've been struggling with that. And after Ceipal came in, this was all automated. I mean, everything was in one place. And as administrator, we could see now which person is working on which requirements, how many submissions are done in one requirement, which is filled, which is closed, which is on hold. That was a major part. I mean, because people were not aware which is filled, which one is closed. I mean, manually you have to put in a group or something like that. But after Ceipal came in, the integration happened. And right now, from the VMS, as soon as an email pops up, it directly goes to each and every recruiter, so they are aware which requirement to work on, which is filled, which is closed, and that will give them to help with their time management, which requirement they need to give time, which is where they have to start on the next day, how many people have been submitted for the job. This is very important for as per the recruiter perspective. I think it did solve our problem.
Great, and you actually bring up two really, I think, important points. So one of them is the integrations. So Ceipal comes with over 150 built-in integrations. So pretty much the entire ecosystem, from VMSs to productivity tools to any other payroll and any other systems that you need, and it's out of the box. And the things that actually, if you have a system, something unique that you need to integrate, our team will integrate it very shortly, free of charge for you. So so I think this is a philosophical that Amar and his team have pursued, that our goal is really to enable your success as staffing firms, and we will build a system that works to support your processes and your needs and in a most seamless way. And I think the other thing that's important that you brought, Jawad, is the business intelligence, because last year that was one of the very consequential launches and releases that Ceipal did. We did a very big upgrade on our business intelligence capabilities, where right now the ability and the amount of sophistication that a staffing firm can do to generate intelligence and drive your business, and if you're a manager, whether you're a recruitment manager or the C-level executive of the staffing firm, you have an ability to generate real data in real time that are very sophisticated reports and detailed for your needs that are easily configured. So that thank you for bringing up, because we have heard from many of our other clients that really has made a big jump in terms of the productivity of the business. I guess I keep ask you again, your assessment from like where you were before from a productivity point of view, and through the integration productivity, and sort of how did you see the improvements? What did it amount to, and can you kind of put your arms around where you see in terms of improvements and what they
In
were?
terms of productivity, I think we did improve about like 60% on and 60 to 70%. We saw our productivity increased because people were saving time and they got a lot of chance to work on other stuff, because they were they put every day 8 hours here working on something. And it all depends how you manage the time and how you can bring productivity to the company. And people were eager, but the only thing they were stuck. They were confused. Okay, we are allotting this much time to work on specific things, and by the end of the day, oh, I wish I could have got some more time to complete this task and other tasks. Now, after Ceipal came in, we saw 60% of our people were more productive, and any management would be very happy to see the people have more time, more productivity generation, and any company would be very happy to see their people happy.
Great, thank you. And how did you hear Ceipal? You mentioned that I guess we were chasing you for a while, or tell me a little bit about how you learned about Ceipal, and maybe an advice to your peers as they're evaluating a system. What did you learn, or what you found effective in your process of evaluating a new ITS?
I'll be honest with you. I have been chasing for almost a year, trying to tie up with Ceipal. And every time I used to, delay things, saying, okay, because we already have an homegrown ATS. So I used to tell them, but one fine day, we thought of, giving a chance to the sales team, asking us to demo the product. And I had a friend who was working, and he said, okay, it's a great product. Why don't you take a demo and look at it? If you like it, of course, go for it, or else, there is no harm. And I did discuss with the CEO, and I said, let's give them a chance and see what this is all about. And after taking a demo, I was happy about it. But the only thing I had in mind, will my people be able to grab this? Because it's a big software, and that was the only thing I had in mind. But after the training sessions and everything, when the questions were asked, and we did a little polling, and we found out, many people, it's an easy software, and many people were happy about it because their work was getting easier day by day. And I think, that was the most important part. I discussed with the CEO, and he said, I think, yes, we did make a great decision and the best decision for getting Ceipal integrated with our company.
Thank you. And that's true, because what I'm seeing is, for many firms, because obviously the applicant tracking system is kind of at the heart of their operations, there's a lot of hesitance to try and whether the team would learn and how they would feel. But thank you for bringing it up, because again, I always encourage people, just take a chance, do a demo, and see what it's all about. Bring in some of your people, and then from a training point of view and onboarding, again, it's a very configurable and easy to use system. And I think the one thing that makes it so easily adoptable by others is the fact that it's so configurable to your process. That's why we want to do a demo for anyone, because we'll see what your needs are, and then we'll really tailor the system to do what you need. We won't make the firms change their processes. We'll actually adapt to their processes and what they need. So yeah, thanks for bringing this up. So maybe final kind of comments and advice to everyone else that's on the call, to your peers of about Ceipal, ATS, or kind of what what you went through. Any final thoughts that you think may be useful to share?
Yes, I think no matter you're a small company with 10 people or 5 people, or you're a large firm with 50 people or 100 or 1,000, I think this is a great product. You should give a chance. And of course, any staffing company, of course, the main objective is to make sure you're saving money and you're reaching out to mass audience, and as well as you're catering to your clients. And like I said, time is money. The more time you save, the more money you make. So this helped us. Ceipal did help us in saving time, saving money, and making sure our clients are happy, because we were able to cater more and more to them, giving them more service and more time. So I think you guys should give a shot, and you won't regret it.
Good afternoon and happy Friday to everyone. Thanks for taking some time to join the webinar. So we're going to discuss about some exciting stuff, and then we'll take any questions that you have. So the first and foremost thing, so Jawad was explaining about the email validator and also the mass email distribution. So which is one of the key factors for any staffing firm, because the requirements has to be delivering to the intended recipients without any delay, and also to their inbox. So that is one of the things that we've built within Ceipal. So what we call as an email validator. So email validator is something we let you to upload all your contacts within the Ceipal system, and then we clean them up. So clean them up in the sense we try to remove any spam emails or any emails that are not working. So it works pretty good. We give you about 96 to 97% accuracy. That means if you upload about 100 contacts, we try to remove any junk emails, right? Any of the emails that are not working, any role-based emails, so on and so forth, by our proprietary email validator. So once we remove that, so we then let you to send the emails to the those groups through either job sharing or send your hot list. And then we will also show you the reports, the open reports, how many how many people have opened the email, how many are bounced. So we we are pretty transparent in the way that we give you the reports, and also how we send the email, so that you will understand which group is delivering the emails, and how what is the engagement and everything, right? So most of the platforms in the market right now, they won't give you the email statistics, how many are open, how many are bounced and all. And also our system does clean up automatically, meaning if any email bounced, right? So today if it is working, and if after a few days if the email is not working, meaning if if you send an email, if it is a hard bounce, our system is going to take it away, so that your reputation is not going to go down. So that is one of the key things in the emailing, right? So these are all the things are taken care automatically within the Ceipal system, that always give you a higher delivery rate to the intended recipients. So that's about the mass emails and the email validation. To extend that conversation, so what we have done was recently we have introduced the text to hire, which is an SMS platform that we built. It's definitely going to be compensating the emails, right? It's a kind of nowadays people are not so much active in responding to the emails, but they are very much active on responding on text messages. So that's where we built the text to hire, which is Ceipal's built-in platform, through which you should be able to communicate to the candidates right from the system, right? The beauty of this one is any phone numbers that your recruiters are using right now, meaning the desk number. If you see, this is my office number, which is 2738. That's not my mobile number. That's my desk number. And if anybody calls on that number, I'm going to get a phone on my desk, but the same number can be also used for sending the SMS. That's the beauty of our SMS platform. But if you go for any other platforms like Twilio or Pleo or some other SMS platforms, you will have to purchase a new number. That means you will have a desk number and you will have one more SMS number. And if anybody calls on your SMS number, you're not going to get a call, right? So that's the bottleneck. That's where we thought of bringing our SMS platform to bridge the gap. So if I send a message from Ceipal system, the candidate is going to get a message, and then when they call, your desk phone is going to come, it's going to ring. If they respond back, then the SMS will be coming into Ceipal system. So that's the benefit of our text to hire platform. So within this, we have implemented a lot of options for you. So you can create any number of templates, you can create any number of signatures, and also you can schedule the SMS. If you want to send probably for Monday, you can schedule it right away and then leave it, and the system will take care of delivering that SMS. So, and also we have given some sort of settings here, autoresponder, email notification, out of office notification. This works absolutely how your email calendar, the emailing is working, right? So if you leave the office at 6 o'clock in the evening, you can schedule the autoresponder, right? If you're not available for a few days, you can set up the out of office notification. And if you're not right in front of the system, and if anybody sends a message, you can set up a forwarding to your email so that you can immediately respond to them. So these are all the things available in the text to hire platform, which is our SMS platform, that compensate the emailing also. So both of them will give you tremendous benefits of getting responses from the candidates. And also you can do a bulk SMS also. So even if you do a bulk SMS, we will still be sending a personalized SMS to everybody. If you send, let's say if I go to the applicants module, and then if I'm going to select the text to hire, I'll simply select, okay, fetch all the contacts who are there on this applicant listing here, and then you can select all of them. And if you send, we will be sending a personalized SMS to everybody. It's not that we are sending to all of them within a single message. That's the benefit of it. So that's about text to hire. And one more thing we've recently introduced, but still we are working on it. As we are working with some beta customers, which is conversational AI, right? So conversational AI is something, if I go here, so this is the conversational AI, so which reduces some of the workload on the recruiter. So the conversational AI is one of the, very, what I mean to say, most of the companies are trying to adapt to this mechanism. So wherein instead of the recruiter starting the conversation, the system will start the conversation with the candidates automatically. So if you see here, so we are, we have assigned a number to the conversational AI, which is a chatbot, in the other words, I would say. And you can see once the conversation is done with the candidate, how, to whom the system has to send the whole summary. And these are the, terms and conditions. And, once the conversation is done, to whom the, candidates can reach out in future if they have any questions, right? So that's about conversation AI settings. So what happens is when any candidate submits their profile from a job board or from a career portal, our system is going to immediately start the conversation with the candidate, right? So if I open one of the candidates here, I've already done a submission. And then if I open this one, so we have given an option called view conversation, AI conversation. So when you click on that, now the system is going to, show you what it have, discussed with the candidate. So the first question is, this is the one. So thanks for submitting your profile. And, do you have some time to answer those questions? And, you can, this is the place where you can configure your terms and conditions, because, some of the companies are very, particular about configuring those terms and conditions to avoid any conflict with the candidates. Because, the bots, when they try to collect some sensitive information, the candidate should not be offended. So that's the reason why you always can configure the terms and conditions to let the candidates know that we might collect some sort of information that, that could be sensitive to process their submission. So that's the reason why the terms and conditions, when you accept for that, the system is going to say that, okay, whatever the skills that you have on the resume, and then what is your experience, some of the basic information, we try to capture it. But one thing, as long as you use this extensively, meaning this is a kind of machine learning that we have built, the backend for this one is a machine learning. So the more that you use, the bot will be trained better. so that it could answer more questions. So since we have started just now, it might not be able to answer 100%, but over a period of time, we're very positive that, as the people would be using it, it starts answering most of them. We keep on training the bots to answer more questions. So that's how the systems are going to be, foolproof. So, to answer the candidate questions and all. So this is another thing that we are trying to deploy to all our customers, but we are currently in a beta stage, working with our customers, a few of the customers to test this one. This is another exciting feature for us. We're planning to release this by end of the month for more customers. So that's the conversational AI part of it. And the next thing is to do more automation within Ceipal system. So we have recently came up with a CRM for staffing, right? CRM for staffing is something you try to automate most of the tasks, and we are extending this for all the modules within the Ceipal system. So right now we have only implemented for leads module, but we are planning to implement for all the other modules like submissions, applicants, job postings, and everything. So this one lets you to create a workflow. Okay, so when you create a workflow, the system is going to see what is the sequence of the flow, and then it performs based on the task that you've created. So this is the initiation. So when the workflow has to be kicked on, and then on what is the criteria for running this workflow on that particular lead module. So we have currently created the workflow for the leads, right? So and then the lead criteria. So this one is created by Anurag and created by Swapna. So when they created this one, immediately pick it up and send an email to them, right? And this is the email templates that you can configure within Ceipal. So here is the email template and SMS templates. Now you're sending an email as soon as somebody creates a lead, and then it's going to wait until the lead responds. If they don't respond, it's going to end the workflow. So you can create any number of them. You can keep adding more and more if you wanted to. There is no limitation as such to create these automations. So this is something that we bring in, we brought in to engage the leads, engage the candidates, without you manually doing all the stuff. So let the system take care of automation, and then you start building the relations with the candidates or with the clients to increase the business, increase the revenue. So let our system take care of all these transactional things, wherein you really don't need to spend much time on that. So that's another thing. So the next thing, what Jawad was saying about the job boards, which is one of the biggest differentiators with the all the competitors. How we have implemented is completely different. So this is where we can configure all the job boards for you. So we have integrated with Dice, Career Builder, Monster. We have Snap Recruit. So if you want to search all at once, you can do an integrated search. So whatever the job boards that has been assigned to you, all of them can be searched at a time. So right now I have only access to Career Builder and Monster. So that's the reason why I'm able to see only these two. But if you want to search an individual job board, you can just go to Monster and then start searching for the resumes. I'm going to search for this Java and J2EE. So this is how you're going to get the search results within the Ceipal system. So now we have connected to Career Builder, and as soon as you search for something, all those results will be coming within the Ceipal system. And any resume that you open, we will be bringing that into Ceipal system. So you really don't need to download that resume, manually upload that. You can literally forget about it. So we can completely parse every piece of the information which is on the resume. So if I click on one of these resumes, now our system is going to migrate that resume into Ceipal. That avoids some other recruiter within your company clicking on the same resume, which is a duplicate effort, right? So that's how you can save the credits, which is a very valuable, because each resume costs about 75 to 80 cents, which is not a small amount. If you see in a bigger perspective, you would be paying like thousands of dollars for every account. So now if you see this red icon, that says that the resume is already migrated by so and so recruiter. Even if the other recruiters clicks on this resume accidentally, the system is not going to send a request to career builder. Rather, it brings the profile from the Ceipal system. That's the real benefit, wherein the companies could save the money. And then the Ceipal system is kind of, it's a free portal for you, because you're saving a lot of money on the job board side. And then the other one is the BI, which is so extensive, which is so flexible in the way that you design the dashboards and the BI and everything. So right now I'm on the dashboard. These dashboards are not static. Static in the sense every recruiter can create their own dashboard. It's not static for anybody, but most of the platforms right in the market right now, they'll give you a static dashboard that you have to play with. Some of the platforms, like they don't even give you any information on the screen after you log in. But with Ceipal, you can have any number of dashboards. If you click on this one, you can see how many dashboards that you have right now. You can keep switching between of them. So right now, I'm looking at the executive dashboard. If I want to go for a text to hire dashboard, which is our SMS platform dashboard, you can go for it, and you can make this as a default dashboard. So that's how we can configure the dashboards. And then all these dashboards are kind of getting the data from the Ceipal BI, which is our proprietary BI tool, wherein we have utmost flexibility in terms of customizing them, right? So if I go to Ceipal BI, this is how it looks like. We are giving you some basic, some standard reports, I would say. These reports are, they're coming with the system, but if you want to create any other reports, you should be able to do that. So we can create a detailed report or a summary report or a graphical report, dimension reports. These are the reports that you can think of. Even if you go to any other BI platforms like Power BI or Tableau, you probably would be playing the same kind of things, but wherein we have given these things in Ceipal system without integrating with any other platforms. It's completely custom. That's where we have a lot of flexibility. If I want to go create a new summary report, let's say, we have given you these many columns here, but for some reason, if you want to see an additional column, right? So your calculations are kind of different. And if you want to have your own calculation within the Ceipal system, we should be able to do it for you, right? So you really don't need to say that, okay, this is a SaaS platform, we might not be able to do it. Most of the times we don't do that because of the flexibility that we have. Just because we are adding extra feature, that doesn't mean that it's going to break some other customers workflow or some other customers reports. That's not the case. So we can add a column for you based on your calculations. That's the flexibility without Ceipal BI. I can create any report within seconds. I don't need to take any help from anybody. Let's say if I want to create a new report, a graphical report, and I want to see all the applicant sources. I just want the counts, and then created within since 30 days. And I'm going to select the business units also. Business units is another concept that we have introduced recently, wherein if you have multiple business units, like banking is one of your business units, pharma, you can create any number of business units within Ceipal system, and you can monitor the revenue, the performance, and everything based on the business units. That's the benefit of having the business units in place. Very big softwares like Salesforce, these kind of products have the business units concept, but the Ceipal business units is quite extensive. You can configure the time zones, you can configure the currencies. It's a quite extensive. So we'd be more than happy to give you a personalized demo on that itself. So I can select all the business units here and then generate a report. So this is the graphical report that we have. And again, if you want to change the layouts, right? I want to go for a pie chart. I want to go for a nested donut. You can go for all these things and then go save that report, right? Now here is the place where you can give the access to your recruiters, based on the roles if you wanted to, and then change the labels if you want, right? So I'm going to say that candidate source totals, right? And then go save as a new report. Now that report is published on your dashboard. If I go to all reports, go to applicants, this is where you're going to see this report. that report is going to be saved forever, and that's only for your company. So when I go click on that, now the report is going to be rendered there itself. The same report can be placed on your dashboard. Now if I go here, I'm going to go to one of the recruiters dashboard here. I can click on edit dashboard. I can go add that report here. Okay, click on add component, let it load. Simply say go to applicants, select this one, and I'm going to click on next. So this is the report that we have just configured. So that easy it is in configuring the dashboards. So you can have multiple multiple reports on a single dashboard. While you're talking to the recruitment team, you can easily navigate to all of them. And all these reports are kind of drill downs. So let's say if I go here, if I just go to executive dashboard, you can see this one, and then you can talk to the people saying, okay, the sales manager by revenue. So if I click on this one, so these are the placements that this guy have done. They can see every piece of information while you're talking to the recruitment team. So there are tons of features that we have. So within the short time, I just took 5-6 features to explain, but there are a lot of features that we have, including job boards, the background verifications, integrations, the texting wise, SMS. There are a lot of features that we can explain. It probably takes about hour to 2 hours to completely walk through the product. So we'd be more than happy to give you a personalized demo for this.